Right, I've set it all up. This is a jam jar pressure pot test. I've not done it yet. I've just made sure everything fits, all the rigging, all the shoring up and all the rest of it. It all slides together and it all seems to fit snugly. Let's just go through it. Now that swimming cap at the back was just for me to use as a grip for jam jar lids. Right. Because once you've siliconed that top, thus so, it fills the threads at the outside edge and it becomes very, very hard to undo, which is lucky that I choose this Streamline hex jar for grip, and I thought it had a nice deep lid and it looked like a strong jar. Turns out I needed to grip the width like that and wrench my bloody arm off just to undo the lid on the first time round or moulding. And right, what else we got here? This is the Asda crunchy peanut butter. That was an old failed attempt at pressurising something. Same sort of stuff. And it centres the jar fairly well. So I went with that idea for a potential glass explosion capture. As you can see, it's got a ring in there from the pressure of the tightness of the fit. So you can put that in there, and then I made myself a piece of ply, radial edges, sanded that to within an inch of its life so it just slides into the rig nice and tight, with a ring groove for the lid, so all the pressure is flat on that plastic, even pressure on that glass. Maybe a little bit paranoid about it, but who knows. I'm going to try and get 60 psi in the thing. What else to cover? What else to look at? I was thinking about that. I glued that on. That's 2 ply. I was thinking I should have had a solid one, but I didn't have any ply left, so I got 2 halves and glued it on. But if I'd have had a solid one there, I could have put slips of paper between them when you push it into the mould rig, just to adjust the pressure on the glass. But then you've got more pieces to try and get into that rig all at once. It's a bit of an handful. Right, what is this bit? This was the radial rig I used. I screwed it onto the bottom of my router base that's got a lump of this ply on there, and then pushed the cutter through to get my radials. I did the same on another piece of ply, on most of these pieces of ply, and stuck this pin in them, and then put it straight in the middle, and then you can rotate the lump of ply that you want an exact circle on the router base, plunge it, rotate it, take the bit off, measure what the actual radius comes out as, and then undo one of the screws and pivot it slightly and do whatever to get exact tiny circles. And that hole right there was for the hole at the centre there. I didn't use a drill bit for some odd reason. I'm just trying to get precise with everything like a lunatic, as I do. Millimetre man. Anyway, what else we got? Hole saw, centre with a dovetailed half detail, and that is for, let me just take that off there. I promise I will get to the test at the end. I am scared of it because I don't know how much pressure this is gonna, it might just blow up my glass and I'll have to pick it all out of that lid with pliers. It might even be loud and all and upset everything, upset Bunny over there. Right, yeah, that goes in there like that, and that became a capture point for the rubber, which is what you see. That's what you see in there, with holes drilled through it to flow the silicone through to the back edge and capture the silicone in the lid. What have I not covered? Right, let's move. Why is there an extra jar here? No, this is the jar. That is the jar that I'm going to use. All right, let's just take a close look at this. My needle point in there floats at each bar. Each red bar is 2 psi. So 1, 2, 2, 4. I think it's like 6.5. So it's 7. Yes, about 7 psi. 7 psi, yeah, because that number 10 is just above it, 2 bars above it. So floats at 7 psi, offset. This was particularly good, this bit. That was the ring to stop the thread from expanding, and we will push that on now. Push that in there like that with the dial to the front. That's good. And I've done all of those nuts up as tight as I can. I've just done that wrong, haven't I? Yep, you have to take the jar. Oh my god, how'd you get it out? Right, let's wind the jar in. Wind the jar in a little bit. Oh, pull the lid off. That's it. I'm sorry about my camera work. My mount has worn out. I've worn out the ball joint on the mount. Right, now get the jar on and no. Take that off and get back to what this is actually about. It's about bubble-free moulding, and this was what the original idea was. See, that's the mould. You get your silicone all in there, and this is a DualShock 4 central core of an analog stick that lost the rubber at the top, and that is a little infill that I use to transition it between concave and convex analog sticks. And then you just put that on there, wind that a few times with the rubber, soft silicone rubber setting in there, drop the entire rig into the jar. Now put the lid on. I've got to try and develop a way of doing this vertically. Put the lid on, tighten it up as much as you can by hand. No more. Right, lid on with the dial facing forward, of course. That is snug. That's in there. Glass explosion cup. Lined up in the ridges. Let's see if it's lined up. Yep. I'm going to push it down to the bottom. And this, you'll see, this was the jig. It was solid at the top, through the top, up before I drilled the hole through the middle, and I had a dowel in the middle, and I thought, hold on, I've got to go left and right of that to make that work. So this is the piece I clamped into the middle of these and painstakingly routed these shapes to it with a bottom bearing cutter, and that took forever because I jigsawed the line a bit too big because I was paranoid I was going to tilt the blade on the opposite side, because these pieces of timber, the outside has got a cup to it, so it cups out at the middle on the outside. So when you imagine you've got a router sitting on there, it's going to be angled. So that actually made it so that the throat entryway for this is open both sides, so it pushes in easy and comes out easy. If I'd have done it the opposite way around, it would have been tight and I wouldn't have been able to do it. So I went that way, thankfully. Right, let's get that on now. Let's get that one on there. I haven't forgotten anything. Right, stand it up. Stand it up. And the beauty of it is it's self-encapsulated. I don't have to do anything else to this block now. I don't even need to put a tie around it or anything. It's not going to come apart because they're flat pieces of ply to take the pressure. Oh God, scary stuff. Right, how do I pump it and film it at the same time? Right, let's blow my bollocks off now. Oh. No. Right, drop the camera rig. Right, that's it. Stupid ball. Just going to use one of these jars just to prop the back end of that. No, I'm not. The jar's too small. Or too big even. Oh, right. Peanut butter jar. How do you organise this crap beforehand? Right. Do not knock the rigging. Pull it back a little bit. Here we go. Right, that's it. Right, well, we got 7 psi, 2, 4, 6, 7, and I want to go to 67, somewhere around there. 2, 4, 6, 7, 1.5 from 70. Crap. Oh my God. And it's all on film, so hopefully got to keep my ears open for hissing, ruptures. It got to around 40 last time and the lid blew off, but it won't do that this time because it can't defeat the lid. It might blow up in the plastic case though. Thought I heard air then. Bang. Oh my God, I can hear creaking. This might blow up in my face. Is it steady? Steady pressure, it's not moving. What's happening down the hole? Everything's gone firm. Right, I'm going to go this side. Just got to see. Heard creaking. Right, I wants to be 1.5 under 70, doesn't it? Jesus Christ, the pressure in here. This is dangerous, I think. Oh. One more. .60 psi reached. And the needle's not moving. That's impressive. That's a jam jar, pressurised to 60 psi. Live test. Jesus wept. I can make bubble-free moulding. Is now the thing to do. I don't know. I don't want to move it though when it's like that. Right, let's let the pressure off. Slightest knock might make that jar explode. What we got? That's it, and the needle's back to start position. 2, 4, 6, 7. It's reading 8 now. There's something wrong with this needle. 2, 4, 6. The needle reading 8 now. Never mind. I think I'll only ever use it to 40 psi. 40 plus 8 then. Just to see how much silicon, how many bubbles are left in the silicon. Hooray, it works, and I didn't kill myself. I suppose I could have tested how long it would have lasted, because it's got to be 2 hours worth, but it seems steady. Thanks for watching.